Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, everyone. Students, teachers, administrators, school board members, community members, friends, and family. I'm so grateful to welcome you all to Phoenixville Area High School's first ever virtual commencement ceremony. On behalf of the class of 2020, thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for your continued guidance, support, and patience. While this is certainly not your traditional high school graduation, today is still a very special day for the class of 2020. Rather than mourn the time we've lost, let's focus on all we've gained. Whether you spent your time on the field, on stage, or in the library, each of us got involved in something special here at Phoenixville Area High School. In doing so, we've made lifelong friends, curated our interests, and worked hard to do something we can be proud of. Over the past 4 years, athletic teams have set pack records while students cheered from the bleachers. Music ensembles have performed to sold-out crowds, and academic clubs have continued to thrive. No matter how big or small our accomplishments were, they could not have been done without the incredible educators and leaders here at Phoenixville. After 4 years, I found that you can learn equally as much from a Phoenixville teacher in a structured lesson as you can simply having an honest conversation. Topics like life advice, conflict resolution, decision-making, and even the occasional relationship tip are certainly not required content in your typical academic courses. However, Phoenixville educators have gone above and beyond to help students feel heard and valued far past their academic abilities. Also, how many classes have had their teachers personally deliver signs to their homes or celebrated their graduation with a parade? While it's nice to remember what we've gone through together, I encourage you to reflect on your own personal journey as well. While we all shuffled through the same crowded hallways each day, each of us fought personal battles and encountered obstacles which had to be overcome. It's these hardships which teach us compassion, resilience, and give us incredible strength, even through the toughest of times. After all, as we learned junior year, without struggle, there is no progress. We've had 2020 vision from the start, dreaming about this very day since our freshman year. No one could have expected our high school journey to end this way, but we experienced it together. And while it's okay to mourn the time we may have lost, remember to appreciate just how far you've come. Our legacy will be unique, not only because of our graduating year, but because we finished high school amidst a global pandemic and came out phantom stronger than any class has come before. We'll take the lessons learned and the relationships made both in and outside of the classroom and carry them with us as we begin this new chapter. So, while we each part our separate ways, remember where you came from, and remember that you will always be a Phoenixville phantom. Thank you.
Good evening, class of 2020 students and families. As you begin the next chapter of your lives, you will inevitably be faced with challenges that will test your strength and resilience. So much right now is uncertain. We are not certain what education will look like in the fall, or what the job market will hold. Each of you has had a different journey. For some of you, school was easy to navigate and be successful in, and some of you had to endure hardships and obstacles that made school challenging. Although we are surrounded with much uncertainty, there is one thing we are certain of. We, the Board of Directors of Phoenixville Area School District, are proud of the graduating class of 2020. We are so proud of all of our students and what they have accomplished prior to and during this challenging situation. You've worked so hard to continue your education and have done so much in these difficult times. To those of you who spent countless hours working towards this day, to those of you for whom graduating was not a guarantee, to those of you who needed extra supports, who worked harder than your peers just to accomplish the same things. A nuestros estudiantes aprendiendo inglés, además de todo. To those of you who struggled to fit in. To those of you who supported your family while going through school. To those of you who aren't sure what the next steps are. To those of you who are setting into this uncertain workforce. To those of you joining the armed forces. To those of you continuing your education. On behalf of the Board of Directors, to each and every one of our students, thank you. Thank you for being the reason that we do what we do. Thank you, gracias, obrigado. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
It gives me great pleasure to recognize our Distinguished Honor and Honor Student. The class of 2020 has 39 Distinguished Honor students who have earned a 4.0 GPA or higher. These students are wearing gold cords. This class also has 31 honor students who have earned a 3.75 GPA. These students are wearing purple and white cords. Congratulations to all of you on this remarkable achievement.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, do you think this ovation is for me or for you? This is wild. Please be seated. Thank you. I'm here to introduce to you the salutatorian of the class of 2020, Ryan Gabriel Acklin. And while it truly is an honor to be selected by Ryan to do so, if you think about it, Ryan really had no choice but to pick me. I've known him for so long that between teaching and coaching, I've had him for 5 years straight. I first met this fine young man at the YMCA when he was a small child in the 4th grade, and his mother, Cecile, introduced him to me, saying, "This is Ryan. He's excited to be on your swim team one day." At the time, his older brother, Jan, was a high school swimmer and team captain, and I thought, big shoes to fill. Since then, I've had Ryan at the bookends of his high school career in both the 8th grade and now as a senior. In the 8th grade, Ryan was among the first students ever to make the journey from the middle school to the high school to take Algebra 2 honors. At the time, the program only had 6 students in it, and today it has grown to over 30. This year in AP Statistics, Ryan has simply been fantastic, with superior work on paper, reliable contributions in class, and just the right injection of humor to keep us all enjoying ourselves. Over his 4-year career on the boys' swim team, I have watched him grow into the incredible team and community leader that he is today. What separates Ryan from his classmates and teammates is that he is his best every single day. There are no off days. There are no lazy days. There are no moody, brooding days. There is only maximum effort, a pride in teamwork and community, and a smile as he shakes your hand and thanks you for a great practice. It's funny to say this as a 43-year-old man with 22 years of teaching experience and 13 years of coaching experience, but when I have a question or need advice, I turn to Ryan Acklin. When I want to know whether my swim practice was challenging enough, or if I have made the right coaching decision, or if the lineup needs tinkering for the next swim meet, I consult Ryan. When I wasn't sure how to use Zoom yet and needed to decide how I was going to run my online classes, I set up a one-on-one tutorial session with Ryan and asked him what he thought would work. To Jerry and Cecile Acklin, you have raised two of the finest young men I have ever known. His teammates call him the Racklin, but you may refer to him as the salutatorian of the class of 2020. Please welcome Ryan Gabriel Acklin.
Thank you, Mr. Weinstein, for your kind words. Hi, everyone. I'm going to be completely honest with you all, and some people don't like that, but this is what I really want to say to you all right now. When I first imagined myself giving a graduation speech, it was funny and lighthearted in front of many people. But now I just don't think that tone fits our situation here, with the stadium mostly empty, and me speaking without all you here. I think, for once, I should be more serious. To the administration in our community, thank you. You're doing a lot for us to try and fill this void created by the pandemic, and we're so grateful for everything you've done. The time and effort you've put into presentations and parades means so much to us, and we've definitely received some special treatment for our special class. However, I think I speak for everyone, like everywhere, when I say that these last few months aren't exactly what we had in mind in the years leading up to this. These graduation speeches normally start off with talking about the wonderful weather and how it's a beautiful day to graduate. But the only thing I can really say is that it's empty out here. I don't just mean the stadium, this speech, this graduation, quarantine. It feels lonely. Where are you guys right now? Are you safe? Are you doing well? You're not watching this alone, are you? Because if you are, then you might understand what I mean when I say it's empty out here. Any disappointment is valid. You're allowed to be upset. Maybe in 10 or 20 years, we'll look back and see this virtual ceremony as trivial and an inconvenience at worst. Right now, though, we simply haven't lived that long. This graduation, our final moments with the high school, we've been looking forward to that for essentially our entire lives, and now, things have changed. And so I ask, how do you respond to that? Do you throw caution to the wind and just do what you want? From the global pandemic to widespread protesting, any news story will show that we live in a critical time of our world. But I'm asking you all to not make decisions based on your emotions. Don't shy away from doing what's right, but the thrill of excitement and the weight of despair and anger and frustration, you need to contain all that to make smart decisions. And I understand there'll be things we want to do and places where we want to go, and people who we want to see. But that's how we can be better than who we are, by taking on responsibilities that are bigger than us. Your actions now can change your future, much like how our high school experiences guide us on our next steps. When we all go our separate ways, we'll be confronted with new challenges and decisions to make. And I'm asking you all to please get serious and use your brain. And I get it. We all want to have fun while we're young. But that doesn't mean we can be careless, like we'll all live in a nice place with nice people to bail us out. Too many times have situations gotten out of hand because someone couldn't control themselves. I'm sure we all know what it's like to regret our dumb mistakes, things that were completely preventable. But remember, It's your choice to do whatever you want. I'm not saying to handle it all by yourself. I said that it feels empty out here, but I know that I'm not alone. If you need help, reach out to those you trust, those who you know will help you. What quarantine has taught me is that technology is pretty nice, and as we've seen here in Phoenixville, it allows us to maintain our connections. Quarantine also makes me feel that when this is all over, we'll treat each other better than before, and that we'll continue to support each other despite our differences. That when the world starts spinning again, we'll face whatever life has next for us with open minds and connected hearts. Together, albeit virtually, we are graduating. We all come from different backgrounds and grew up with different strengths and weaknesses. We all have something to learn, but we also all have something to contribute. We're all smart. Yes, I'm being completely honest. This is what I really want to say to you all right now. We are all smart. We've made it this far, haven't we? So congratulations, class of 2020. Don't be boring, but don't forget to be smart too. And I know this speech wasn't funny or loud or not what you expected from me, but I'm saving the fun and laughter for when we meet again. For real next time. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to acknowledge our seniors who have enlisted in the armed services. Laura Erb, Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Brandon Fink, U.S. Marine Corps Reserves. Damian McNeil, Army National Guard. Jordan Storty, U.S. Navy. Nicholas Volk, U.S. Navy.
Hi, my name is Aaron Sobel. I'm the interim band director at Schuylkill and Manavon Elementary Schools, and I've been a marching band instructor for the district here at the high school. I met Tyler when I was student teaching with Mr. Bonnell at the middle school. I remember my first day. I came in early for the morning wind ensemble practice and heard a trombone playing a piece of music that the Westchester University trombone students were playing for that semester's auditions. All I thought while setting things up was, okay, this middle school kid is playing college-level repertoire, and he sounds better than some college students. I had the pleasure of working with Tyler again as one of his high school marching band instructors for all 4 years of his high school career. His musicianship and creativity is always unmatched. He's a leader for all, on and off the field. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be a part of his music education over the years, and I can't wait to see the amazing things he's going to do in the world. So, I'd like to introduce Mr. Tyler Jenkins Wong, your class valedictorian.
Thank you. Dr. Parkinson, Dr. Fegley, administration, teachers, family, friends, and honored guests, welcome. And to the class of 2020, congratulations. As I look out now at all your smiling faces here on... Wait, that's not quite the right speech, but I promise I'll get back to that on August 1st. I know that when you marked your calendars for the night of June 10th, this may not have been where you envisioned yourself, but I can assure you that the commencement ceremony only physically marks our graduation, and these circumstances should not diminish what graduating truly means. I have to admit, I am beyond humbled, and I feel a little out of place talking to you here today. To have a few students speak on behalf of the entire class should not undercut the talents that you all have practiced and honed over these last years, and that I've had the honor to witness. So revel and celebrate in these truly tremendous accomplishments, and carry your efforts onwards to your future, be it studying to attain a higher degree, entering the workforce at this crucial time, or proudly serving our nation in the armed forces. I think to relate our time here at Phoenixville with the current situation, the word I would use would be viral. So many things have come and gone, enduring their brief moments in the spotlight. Entering our freshman year, I'm sure I'm not the only one who wandered aimlessly around these grounds playing Pokemon Go. What a carefree time that was, as we enjoyed exploring the hallways of a new school, though, to be real, it's just one long hallway. Soon after, fidget spinners littered the desks everywhere. There was one kid who became super famous, yodeling in a Walmart, and Tide Pods went from convenient cleaners to gum substitutes. It's really incredible what comes and goes. Firebird and Janet 1 swept through the student body so quickly, I only had about a year to enjoy the PASD guest Wi-Fi before someone shut it down. D-Pool's inspiring raps about polar bears and being vegan captivated us all. And yet, over time, these things start to fade. But what I found recently is that some things really don't. With the quick viral spread of COVID-19, relationships with your friends and your family have tightened. You begin to recognize the people in your life who truly care. And I encourage you all to find solace in the ways that we can all stay connected online. I address you in front of a camera today, certainly not by choice, and I promise this was not the first take. But I can address you at all because of the ways that technology has allowed us to unite and remember what has been. As much as I'd love to come back years from now and hear Charles whistling and singing as he patrols the hallways, to walk down the B wing and hear very frustrated people, pencils down, eyes up here, from Chio, to be greeted by loud, patriotic British anthems from Mrs. Cabot's room, or to even see those godforsaken green tiles in the middle of the hallway. I know that things change, and please make those tiles one of those things. But time passes, and us of the Zoomer age, and that really has a double meaning now, well, we get yelled at all the time for being on our phones. But now, in a time of separation, we have a massive collection of memories and pictures from high school that we'll be able to cherish forever. 100 years ago, the class of 1920 was graduating around this time. Many of their classmates had been shipped across to the trench lines in Europe and had given up their lives fighting for their friends back home and their right to enjoy education in a free democracy. At the same time, the H1N1 Spanish influenza ravaged the world, infecting 500 million people, about a third of the population. Less than a decade later, this class would enter the workforce under the worst economic conditions of our nation's history, and soon after, be thrust into a second worldwide conflict. Now, I don't say all this to belittle our struggles today, but rather to show that we have never been alone in our fight. Humankind has fought and has overcome before, and my classmates have shown me time and time again that we will be no different. Legendary NBC News anchor and journalist Tom Brokaw gave this class a name. The class of 1920 was at the forefront of what we refer to today as the greatest generation, known for their resilience through momentous changes, their tireless work ethic, and most importantly, their sacrifices for one another. And if one thing has been displayed over these last couple weeks, it's that same sense of community and those same qualities. From the Adopt a Senior Facebook group to the PCEF yard sign drop-off, and the countless other ways that we remind each other every day that we are Phantom Strong, and that's something I'll always be proud to represent. I would be remiss to not acknowledge the events unfolding around the country following the devastating murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis. While I will not pretend to understand the struggle that African Americans undergo every single day of their lives, as an immigrant from Vietnam, a fellow minority, and a person of color, I wanted to urge us all to find common grounds and direct our frustrations and anger through the proper outlets to achieve reform and lasting progress. More and more, I believe that we are the generation that will be able to find peaceful solutions to enduring and systematic problems in our society, be it protesting in solidarity with our friends and neighbors, voting for those who represent our respective beliefs, or donating to various causes around the country. We can harness this viral age of technology and direct its efforts into meaningful and necessary change. The demonstration organized by student leaders here at Phoenixville Area High School was truly inspiring and a testament to the unity and determination of our community. In the succinct words of former President Barack Obama, we choose hope over fear. We see the future not as something out of our control, but as something we can change for the better through concerted and collective effort. We choose to work for the world as it should be. And to the class of 2020, your kindness and hard work is contagious, may I say, viral. We can see our future, and we're working every day towards it. If we all do our part, in 53 days, I will be able to address you again. I will be able to shake Dr. P's hand, or perhaps just give him an elbow bump. And I will be able to see your faces here on Washington Field one last time before we part. But here in Phoenixville, to part, temporarily or not, does not destroy the bonds that we have to this town, to this school, or to each other. Thank you.
To the Phoenixville Area High School Class of 2020, thank you and welcome. It is my absolute honor and privilege to be here this evening addressing you as your principal during this commencement ceremony. Before I address you directly, there are several individuals who I need to first recognize and thank for making this event so special this evening. The level of support and community outreach has been positively, absolutely overwhelming. Phoenixville has always been known as a place for its sense of community and connection, and never has that been on more display than it has been the past 3 months. I would like to first thank and recognize Phantom TV, who is bringing this event to you this evening. Joe and Jesse, I owe you so much more than I could ever repay you. Thank you for dealing with the many tantrums that I displayed to make sure that things went the way that we initially wanted them to go. Thank you so much. You made it happen. A very special thank you to Lorraine Kelly, who spent number of days taking photos, working to get that perfect shot of our students with their families. Thank you so much, Ms. Kelly, for that. Thank you, Mrs. Mincer, for all the hard work behind the scenes to make my job that much easier. Thank you, Mrs. Bala, for being a true partner during the organizing of this unique task that we were presented with. You are the real MVP. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to Dr. Alan Fagley, our superintendent of schools, Dr. Leroy Whitehead, our assistant superintendent of schools, who have developed a vision for this school district that has yielded great dividends. Thank you. I want to recognize and thank Dr. Rose Scioli, Mrs. Corinne Reuter, and Mr. Matt Junta, the high school administrative team. Thank you so much for all the support that you provided over the past year. I would like to recognize and thank all of the teachers who have provided the students with a great deal of support over the years, assisting them in reaching their many goals. I would like to recognize all of the support staff who have provided their dedication and support to all of our students to ensure that they were successful. I would like to recognize our school board of directors for their support that they provided to the entire Phoenixville community, all of the stakeholders. Thank you so much for all of your support. I would like to recognize all of the parents who have supported their children in entrusting us, the Phoenixville Area School District, to provide them with an exceptional education. And finally, I would like to thank the Phoenixville community for all of the support you have provided our students. Together, we have managed to continue to ascend to the top as we provide our students with unique educational opportunities. This would not have been possible without all of us working together to make great things happen for the students of Phoenixville Area High School and School District. I've had the honor and privilege of serving this community, of serving as the principal of Phoenixville Area High School for the past 10 years. And in each of those 10 years, I've always tried to create a message and tailor a message that's been unique to that class's personality and unique circumstances. Admittedly, in some years, it's been challenging to find the perfect material for that class. And at times, I found myself relying on old speeches, going to principal colleagues and saying, give me a few words. But I can tell you, for this class, the class of 2020, that has not been a problem at all. But what to say in the face of such circumstances that you all have had to deal with over the past 3 months? Well, that's where the challenge has been. It's ironic that in times when we've been unable to connect in person, it has been you, the class of 2020, that I've gotten to know better than any class prior. I've spent a great deal of time with so many of you over the past few months, via Zoom, of course, listening to your dreams, reflecting on your concerns and fears, laughing out loud with you, and at times providing consolation in an emotional moment. And during that time, I've come to realize that we won't just be losing a prolific academic group from Phoenixville Area High School, one that has made this high school one of the best in the country and in the state of Pennsylvania, nor will we just be losing some of the best athletes, some of the best musicians, artists that our school has ever seen. No, we're saying goodbye to an extraordinary group of individuals and people, exceptional leaders, passionate advocates for social justice and change, visionaries who see things differently and want so much more for this country and for the entire world. One does not need to look far to realize and recognize our society is in desperate need of authentic, genuine leadership at this moment. The death of George Floyd is just the latest example of a social hierarchy and structure that is inherently unfair and has revealed a well-known but often unspoken truth: that one's happiness, opportunity for success, and even the ability to complete daily tasks without harassment, judgment, or prejudice is often dependent on the color of one's skin. And in this stark context and period of critical examination that you, the class of 2020, will graduate and enter into, it is at this precise moment that also fills me with immeasurable hope. If history has taught me anything, has taught us anything, is that we should look to our youth, our youngest generation, to show us the way to change and to transformation. In 1961, it was the Freedom Riders that initiated much of the social change that took place. Many of them white and about your age, who risked their lives to bring about change for so many. They focused on the changing of the passage of the Civil Rights Act of the United States. And in 2008, it was a wave of youngsters, young voters. They were dubbed as millennials, who would help propel Barack Obama to become the first African-American president of the United States of America and to change history. And recently, it has been your generation that has chosen to take on the world's biggest challenges. In the wake of the Parkland High School shooting in Florida, it was your generation that insisted on a demand for changes in gun laws, unwilling to grow up in a world of violence and fear. It has been your generation that refused to believe women were less deserving of an education or fundamental rights that have helped propel them and change and empower them to increase this social movement. It is your generation that has recognized the beauty and fragility of our planet and have begun to advocate passionately for measures to protect and reverse what has been known as climate change. And now I know absolutely, I am certain that it will be your generation, your class, each of you who will bring about change in your own unique way to make sure that we live in a better world. At this time, class of 2020, when so much seems to be filled with hopelessness, it is you, the class of 2020, that brings us hope. Those of you who know me and know me well know that I want the same thing for all of you that I want for my own children. And as someone who cares about you, about each of you so much, I know how painful and disappointing this has been. The milestones and shared celebration you all envisioned for so long, well, they've been put on hold. Rites of passages have been shifted to an alternate format. And the future, well, that remains a bit blurry. Given everything that has happened, it would be so easy for each of you to ask, why me? Why now? Why did this have to happen to us? But for me, knowing each of you the way that I know you, the easier question and the better question may be, why not you? There is a common saying in the church that I grew up in Virginia, and I'm reminded of it today as I speak to each of you. There can be no testament without a test. I simply cannot imagine another group of students other than you, the class of 2020, handling these circumstances, this test, with the grace and poise that you all have displayed. And having faced this test, you now have the opportunity to be the voice and change that will inspire so many others. As we move forward, onward and upward to bigger and better things, I would be remiss if I didn't offer a few bits of advice to each of you. First, you will all be receiving your high school diploma, albeit in a different format than some of the classes before you. And as you examine that diploma, you will see that there's only one name inside the cover. yours. But it's important for you to recognize, especially now, that your diploma and all the hard work that you have put into earning that diploma is in part of the product of countless others who have took the time to help you along the way. Parents, close family members, friends, favorite teachers, coaches, administrators, they have all played a significant role in the accomplishments that you have achieved over the past several years. For many of you, I think it would be safe to say that you would not have had the success here at Phoenixville Area High School had it not been for so many of these individuals who have supported you along the way. So please, at this moment, now more than ever, it is extremely important for you to take the time to say thank you. Now more than ever, it is important to recognize the importance of relationships and the impact that they have on our development. Famed Polish author Jerzy Kosinski once remarked that he valued relationships as others appreciate fine art. Much like a work of art, our most meaningful relationships are filled with intricacies, subtleties, brilliance, and imperfections. And much like a work of art, when we engage in these relationships, meaningful relationships, we are reminded of the best things that life has to offer. Second, cherish the experiences that lie ahead. I can assure you that these unique and challenging circumstances will end. And eventually, I do believe that much of the normal life will resume. College, the military, the workforce, whatever those future pursuits that you have ahead of you, they will happen, and you will be able to participate fully. That I can promise. But if there's anything I hope we've all learned during these times is to appreciate the stuff that's happening while it's happening. I know in talking with so many of you, you would give anything to just have one more day to be in class. Yes, to be back in the classroom, you would give anything. One more lunch period with your favorite friends, and even one more of those special sandwiches prepared by Miss Jerry. One more class with that favorite teacher, and even one more dance, even if that dance had to take place in the high school cafeteria. Just one more chance to say goodbye to the people that you've grown up with and who have come to be like a family member, individuals that you've grown to love. The art of being happy, it turns out, lies in having an appreciation for the ordinary and making things count. So moving forward, find a way to make each day, each moment, no matter how big nor small, make each experience count. Class of 2020, the past 4 years have been an incredible journey. To say it's been a great time, well, that would be an understatement. I'm your biggest fan. I will miss each of you. I wish all of you well. Please go out and do big things. And more importantly, please continue to make this community, Phoenixville, incredibly proud. Everyone is always welcome back to Phoenixville. Once a Phantom, always a Phantom. But the class of 2020, you will always, always hold a special place in my heart. I will remember you for always. Thank you all so much for being such an important part of my life. I love you all. God bless you, and good luck.
Good evening, members of the class of 2020. When you started your educational journey 13 years ago, or going back just 13 weeks, who would have thought that today, your graduation day, would be at your home and your graduation ceremony would be virtually delivered to your house by the web or television? Yes, there is change, but so much remains the same. You have shown your resilience, plugging through the last 13 weeks with online learning and exams. And while it's not easy for you to be together, you have found ways to keep your friendships. Phones in hand, you have done it. You have been forced to stay at home, yet you have been able to explore the world through the internet and find ways to help your friends and family. Yes, you have been at home, and it's not as out and about as you would typically be, but you've worked hard to keep life as typical as possible. Your mindset has been one of fortitude and growth, while still longing and hoping that life will return to normal. My hope for you is that you use the last 13 weeks as a life learning experience. It is an experience you didn't want, didn't ask for, and one that you do not want to repeat. But it is an experience you can and should grow from. Use it to shape your incredible future. As you go forth, use what you have learned to help your generation grow to be one that is forgiving, empathetic, magical, humanistic, peaceful, energetic, reflective, resourceful, gracious, and artistic. Be a generation of learners, and most importantly, be a generation who is kind. Each year, it's my honor to announce your final accomplishment as a class. It is one of the many measures of your hard work. It is the amount that you have earned for your post-secondary studies. Congratulations, class of 2020. You have earned more than $12.3 million for your post-secondary studies. Very well done. Members of the class of 2020, please rise and step forward to the front of your family gathering. Now turn and face your family members. Members of the School Board of Directors, it is my pleasure to present to you the class of 2020. As a commissioned officer of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I hereby attest that each class member has completed all the academic requirements of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's Department of Education, as well as the educational requirements established by the Phoenixville Area Board of School Directors. By the authority vested in me, I recommend that these Phoenixville High School seniors, standing in front of their family members, be approved as graduates of the Phoenixville Area School District, entitled to all the rights and privileges and responsibilities that accompany. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you the class of 2020. Families, please give your graduates a huge hug as we extend our congratulations.
Tyler Jenkins Wong. Ryan Gabriel Acklin. Jocelyn Ray Visnov. Madeline Marie Fisher. Daniel Chase Adair. Victoria Almeida. Chiffon Tambra Andrews. Noah August. Catherine Lindsay Baker. Riley Page Becker. Luisa Gabriela Barrios Ramos. Tyler Bernotis. Morgan Janae Beeler. Nathan Thomas Bilheim. Riley Nicole Bird. Caitlin Marie Bittner. Isabella Grace Bland. Allison Marie Bonchuk. Alexis Marie Bose. Cole Boucher. Nash Boucher. Gianna Catherine Brill. Grace Finley Broadwell. Emma Elizabeth Brown. Marley Ray Brown. Teddy Burton. Luis Enrique Campos Sanchez. Joshua Thomas Carboy. Peyton Ann Carr. Ava Renee Cesarski. Maria Chalel Vasquez. Naya Maria Zanquist. Evan William Chittick. Sean Patrick Clark. Maria Call. Sophie Calais. Amir Coulter. Rebecca Elise Cooper. Anna Marcelina Correa. Alexandra Elise Craig. Dylan Scott Kramer. Erica Lynn Cruz. Jordan Nicole DePua. Alexandra Dabrowski. Grace Sullivan Dana. Danielle Josephine Dauphiné.
Lucia Marie Delaquila.
Alex Francis Desjardins. Andrew Joseph DeStefano. Natalie Detweiler. Chloe Elizabeth Doherty. Caitlin Rose Dobry. Maggie Lynn Duncan. Nicholas William Eads. Thomas Edward Eads. Megan Christina Edwards. Timothy Robert Eisenhower. Jarrell Emschweiler. Laura Erb. Caitlin Christine Ewing. Carly Elizabeth Fabian. Emma Claire Ferry. Leah Elizabeth Fine. Brandon Fink. Eleanor Grace Forshaw. Morgan Lee Frampton. Angelo Franzone. Dustin Michael Gamble. Emma Kathleen Gartner. Nicholas Joseph Gotcha. Carrie Elizabeth Gilmore. Adam William Gingrich. Madison Grace Glennon. Evelyn Michelle Gonzalez Chang. Kendall Noel Gordon. Piper Elena Gotchall. Mel Luana Govea Gomes. Jessica Govea. Atia Aliyah Ayana Hall. Stephen Jamal Hamilton, Jr. Abraham Handian. Quinn Alexander Hoffman. Xander Holt. Zion Hopkins Quinn. Charles Russell Hugler. Deanna Francis Jackson. Janaya Nicole Jacobs Dillon. Ria Jajodia. Shineer Tremaine Jeffcoat. Matthew Michael Johnson. Matthew Kinney. Carly Eileen Kessler. Emma Kahn. Kyle Richard Copera. Clay David Kopko. Andrew Kraus. Robert Kraus. Nicole Marie Kugler. Madeline Nicole Lane. Julia Page LaPera. Nakia Lee Lattimore Beasley. Grace Elizabeth LeBrun. Matthew Franklin Lacates. Dylan James Leininger. Beverly Rose Lewis. Gabriella Nicole Lanos. Anna Yeli Esmeralda Lopez Chalel. Jefferson Lopez Lopez. Mason Levy Liu. Ryan Elizabeth Lucia. Sean Lukowski. Cameron Anna Leiden. Emily Esther de Oliveira Lima. Liam McKay. Maxine Marcelino. Drake Marisick. Jared Marshall. Tyler Dylan Martin. Mevi Martin Matthias. Caitlin Marwa. Giancarlo Armando Mastrocola. Air Mazer. Aubrey Sharoy Gomez. Nicole Hagan. Mary Catherine McCann. Megan Riley McDevitt. Henry James McManus. Nathan James McMullen. Damian McNeil. Mary Eileen Michaud. Corinne Elizabeth Miller. Antonio Miranda. Subhangi Mohapatra. Navier Felice Moore. Lauren Elizabeth Mull. Catherine Coles Murphy. Carl Muth. Angel Myers. Madeline Page Myers. Dante Jovan Nattle. Timothy Nespor. Morgan Grace O'Brien. Ethan Joseph O'Donnell. Troy Olson. Ignacio Ortiz. Brandon Seth Parento. Lola Pazer Johnson. Tyler Alexander Pekovsky. Desiree Lynn Pettigrew. Jack Pizer. David Palenki. Alexandria Marie Porchik. Gabriel Joseph Palayo. Nicholas Patrick Polio Rapelli. Jamie Nicole Levine. Patrick Peter Quinnen. Gonzalo Rambla. Evan Raudenbush. Dom Reeder. Michelle Elizabeth Richter. Prissy Rodriguez Lopez. Faith Margaret Romano. Matthew Rosenfeld. Sarah Sabo. Cal Sager. Elena Reed Sanchez. Giselle Sanchez. Jake Ryan Schaefer. Benjamin Schratz. Eric Michael Schwartz. Hillary Segura. Jeremiah Box. Travis Brown. Giovanni Alexander Silva Barrios. Chloe Syndico. Charis Singletary, Alessa Marie Sitkowski, Jessica Lynn Slafer, Douglas Smith, Jamie Lee Smith, Daniel Smith O'Donnell, Samuel James Snavely, Tyler John Speaker, Austin Jonathan Stamato, Cassidy Joe Stevens, Parker Patrick Stevens. Anthony Christopher Stevenson. Lily Reese Stewart. Jordan Tyler Storty. Robert John Sullivan. Sophia Ann Sullivan. Sophia Noel Taylor. William John Tryanowski. Hunter Tullis. Elizabeth Urbani. Alexandra Leanne Vasquez. Jairo Josue Velasquez Zacharias. Brendan Robert Vitz. Nicholas Henry Volk II. John Vonderkroon. Victoria Weller. Rebecca Ann Welsh. Christian A. White. Lily White. Madeline White. Alex Joseph Wilage. Mackenzie Grace Wagner. Christopher Matthew Wilhelm. Lisa Marie Wisely. Madison Kayla Wazina. Jennifer Marie Yashura. Troy Dylan Yeager. Ellie Young. Alexandra Zambrano. Greta Ziner. Anthony Zhang. Emily Ann Darden.
Will the class of 2020 please rise? Now, after receiving our diplomas in the symbolic tradition signifying the completion of our graduation, you may move your tassels from the right side to the left side and officially become Phoenixville Area High School alumni.